Good morning, chat. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you guys are. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Okay, it should be fine. Oh my god, chat. My internet just had to die today. Just had to die. Just has to die. It is so annoying, dude. You know what's crazy is that this internet provider of mine, they told me first that it was gonna be fixed at the 9th of this month, which is, you know, like we are like far past the, the supposedly fixed date. And then after the 9th, they told me that it was gonna be fixed today, which is 19th. Crazy, right? All this is crazy shit. And then after today, the 19th, today they announced that it'll apparently be fixed on the 26th. It's so fucking annoying, dude. Like, I'm so upset against this freaking provider. 26, dude. Like, you're telling me it was supposed to be fixed at the 6th, but now it's almost 26. It's not even fixed yet. Jesus. Oh my god, right? I mean, if there was a better provider, I think I would have switched already, but there's barely any competition for these guys, which is like the biggest problem. Because if they have a real competition, then they wouldn't do shit like this, They wouldn't, just make the, not fix the internet until the 26th. Like, what? How terrible the situation must be for them to not be able to fix it from 6th to 26th. Like, that's almost a month. Alright, that's almost a month. I mean, granted, most of the days where it is supposed to be not working, it is working, right? But that also means that there's a chance that the internet will not be stable, right? Like, as long as in the website, as long as we still see the notification that your internet is still not stable, then there's still a chance that when you're playing a game or whatever it is you're doing with the internet, it might disconnect out of nowhere. There's a pretty decent chance. And imagine if you're doing your assignments, like college assignments, and you're using like a Docs, right? Which is, basically like a Microsoft Word but online. And if you use that, that thing is better for group, or just it's just better in general because it uses autosave, but it relies on your internet, right? If you don't have an internet connection, it's not gonna autosave. And you know what that means is that your progress, even though it has an autosave, depending on when your computer disconnected from the internet, it's not gonna save. It's like an autosave in a game, I guess, right? Only difference is autosave in games doesn't require internet. It's really annoying, man. I really hope we get internet connection again anytime soon today, because it is literally a waste of data, dude. Like I could use my data for something else. For example, streaming, right? Rather than using it for, you know, playing my online games or whatever. I mean, using it for online games doesn't use that much, but if you were to play a game for, you know, let's just say a couple of hours, it could probably cost as much as an hour of streaming, you know, roughly. Which I honestly don't know how much data I'll be using by the end of this stream, but from what I've googled, apparently it's about like 1 gigabyte, I believe. But we'll see. At the start of the stream, I have 77 gigabytes for my mobile data. So we'll see by the end of this how much do I have. I mean, it's not a big deal because I actually use my data for downloading stuff most of the time, because sometimes my data just it's just zoom in, man. It's just so much faster sometimes, right? It go up to like 8 Mbps, which is, you know, for some people that doesn't sound like a lot, but for me it is a lot. Because my max speed that I've ever had from my internet provider was like about 6 MB, and that is fast, right? That is fast. I consider it fast, but the fact that my, you know, mobile data internet could go up to like 8 Mbps, that's insane to me, you know. So yeah, sometimes if it's below 10 gigabytes, I usually just use my mobile data, because it's actually faster. It actually is faster. That's nuts, right? Why is that even a thing, right? Oh god, see? Yeah, with mobile data, it's just that, especially if I'm using it to play online games. Like it's very like it's not laggy, but it's very spiky, right? Like you wouldn't see your mobile data go up to like 500 ping, but it would go from like 50 ms, maybe from 50 into, and suddenly it goes up to like 100 for like a split second. So you will notice it. You will notice it. And it gets annoying, you know. So yeah, it's fast for downloading, but for playing games, it's really not the best. Unless it is your last option, then it's whatever. But I guess if you're not playing, you know, games like FPS games or MOBA games, then I think it's fine. You know, let's say you're playing GTA Online, then it's probably fine. You know, I mean, in GTA Online, you don't really do, you know, split-second decision, right? You're just running around and doing, you know, whatever. There's nothing really requires split-second decision. I mean, FPS doesn't require split-second decision as well, but you do need to, you know, look at, you know, where you're seeing, and if enemies are gonna cross you any second now, right? But yeah, for downloading, it's definitely pretty good. And depending on what kind of provider you have, obviously it'll like go even faster, dude. Right? Like it's crazy. The internet, like the mobile data internet is unlimited. So it depends on what kind of provider you have. So if you have like a really good provider, dude, you might as well go up to like, I don't know, 10 Mbps maybe. Which is, I wonder when I'll be able to see like 2 digits of internet speed with my actual Wi-Fi, you know. That's just gonna cost a lot. It's gonna cost a lot. I think I think uh, I think there's some provider here that provides 1 gigabyte per second, but it's still very, I don't know, it's still very vague, right? I'm not sure if it's legit. I mean, it probably is legit, but I doubt I doubt that the provider that they're giving us for free is gonna is gonna crank up the speed to like 1 gigabyte, because usually the provider gives you like the shitty router, you know. Usually you have to buy an actual, like the expensive router for you to actually see the full speed, usually. So yeah, I don't know, man. All I'm hoping now is that I get my Wi-Fi connection, preferably soon. I don't think I can check it right now because I have both my phones working now. My old phone to provide internet to this computer, and then my main phone is giving the connection. So yeah, please provider, please. Why do you have to die? Like, it's so rare. Like, I don't think I've ever had an experience where the whole year, like a whole year without internet dying once, I don't know if I don't know if I'm just hoping for too much, or if what I'm hoping for is unrealistic, right? I mean, I don't know how the internet is outside of my country. I don't know if you guys have ever had a year without your internet provider dying, but I've never had a year without my internet not dying once, at least once, and by once I mean a day. I think I've ever had that experience. I wonder if people just have like two different providers, like if you think about it, I imagine, like big streamers, they probably have like two providers, right? Like, for if the main provider dies, they'll still have like the backup provider, which is, I imagine it's probably has less speed because it is the backup, right? Now this is just me, imagining stuff. I imagine this is what they do, because it does sound pretty like a pretty good idea, especially if you have more than one people in your house, right? Or if your house, I guess it's like wide. If you have 2 floors, at least if you have 2 floors of a house, having two providers rather than making, extending your Wi-Fi, maybe, is that actually better? Because you're using a Wi-Fi extender, you also need like a properly, like a good Wi-Fi extender. You can't just use any Wi-Fi extender, otherwise you're not gonna get the full speed, right? And it's not gonna cover that much area. And I'm speaking from experience here, right? Like the relatively cheap Wi-Fi extender, it does the job, right? It does the job, it gets the job done, but it's either not gonna last that long, or it's not gonna get you to full speed. But yeah, And in order for you to get the full speed, you might have to upgrade your router first, the main router, which is gonna cost you, if you want like the actually good one. I've seen people buying like $500, like cheese, right? $500 for a router, dude. I mean, any normal families wouldn't do it. Wouldn't buy like a $500 router, right? Like, it's insane how much money it costs for a router. I mean, I guess it is really good, right? There's no doubt about that. It's really good if you buy the $500 one. It covers like a really big area, and it also makes your internet, you know, push further with its speed. So yeah, it's definitely a great idea to buy a really good router. You know, eventually, if you have the extra money, which I will do if I have the extra money. Eventually. Come on, summon your shitheads. There we go. I just hope the internet doesn't take like actually until 26th until they you know, fix the freaking connection. Because my god, dude, if it is until 26, I might as well change provider here to whatever it is available, other than this goddamn provider that I'm using right now. You can't, man, you cannot be telling your customer, you know, like, okay, we're gonna fix it on 6th of this month. Oh, never mind, it's not the 6th, it's actually the 9th. And then once it is the 9th, oh, never mind, we're gonna fix it on the 19th. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say 19th? I mean 26. You can't do that, dude. What the fuck? Like, it badly needs like an actually good competition, you know? Like, it really needs competition in order to put them in their place, right? Otherwise they're gonna pull a shit like this, man. They do whatever the hell they want. And also, I forgot to mention that I cannot stay for too long today because obviously I'm using my mobile data. I don't want to waste it too much, so we're just gonna do this simulated universe. And yeah, unfortunately, blame it on my provider. Actually, I might test my internet after this, and if it's working, then I'll probably keep playing with my actual internet provider if it is connected after this simulated universe. If not, then I'll reconnect to my mobile data again, and yeah, I'll just call it. I wonder which country has like the best internet in terms of speed, and also, you know, not dying in the middle of the day. Like, imagine if this was the imagine if COVID was still, you know, like a big thing. I mean, it's still a thing until now, but you know, it's not as big as 2020, right? Like, so what I'm saying is, imagine if this was 2020, right? And my internet just die in the middle of the day, and I have to join like 5 Zoom meetings, dude, throughout the whole day. Oh my god, imagine the mobile data I have to use, man. And I'm pretty sure if you're using Facecam on Zoom, I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's probably pretty obvious, right? It's probably pretty obvious to you guys, but I just want to say that, like, if you're using Facecam on Zoom meetings, and I see this a lot during my Zoom meetings, that if there is like, you know, say let's just say 1,000 people in a Zoom meeting, and they all have their cameras off, it's not gonna lag, right? But if there's like 1,000 people in a Zoom meeting and they all have their face cam turned on, it will lag, right? So what I'm trying to say is the difference between using face cam and not using face cam in a Zoom meeting is huge, right? The difference of a difference in how much data we're using. Luis Delgado, what's up, man? How you doing? You came at the wrong day, I think, because my internet is dead today, and I'm using my mobile data. So yeah, I'm gonna. So right now I'm probably gonna disconnect, and I'm gonna try to reconnect with my internet provider if it's on or not. I'm gonna have to check right now. But yeah, I'm gonna be back in about, I don't know, like 30 seconds to 1 minute, and see what happens with my internet provider. If it's dead or if it's alive, I'll tell you guys. So be right back. Hello? Are we back? Oh shit! Chat is actually alive. Thank you, provider. You listen to me, huh? They're watching my stream, chat. They listen to my whining. Now let's hope. Okay, so this is the thing with my provider, is that if it's still unstable, it's gonna disconnect for about, for a couple of minutes, and then it's gonna connect again. So it's gonna be, hopefully there is no spike in terms of my internet. But yeah, let's just see. If so, now you guys know, if I disconnect, or if the stream suddenly lagged, like buffering, that means that it's my provider's fault, not my fault. So I'm gonna turn off my mobile hotspot now. Ugh. Okay, let's hope my internet doesn't die. Fingers crossed. If it's my lucky day, I hope it is. I don't want to use any more data, man. Don't want to use any more data. Okay. I don't know what I want to play after this. Should I play fucking sorry, freaking Holocure? I don't know. Oh my god. You asshole. That hurts, man, that hurts. Can you die, please? Oh my lord. Yeah, it's painful, man. But I gotta be grateful for what I have, Gotta be grateful, chat. But I gotta be grateful, but also me whining. Alright, it seems pretty stable so far, but I don't want to jinx it, so let's stop talking about it. So you know what, chat? I wanted to today when I was riding my way home, when I was on my bike, I suddenly had one of those moments where I'm questioning, like the like questioning life. I mean, it's not really questioning life, but it's like I have a question about life stuff. So I was thinking, why? Okay, I should just talk about this, like the context, right? So when I was riding home, I suddenly remembered the day. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, the day when I was still in college. Oh, I forgot to revive my thingy. So yeah, I suddenly remember the day when I was in university, like 42. What is 42? I'm sorry. I tend to forget what I said like 5 seconds ago. Yeah, so I remembered the moments I had back when I was in college, and one of the most memorable moments I had in college was when me and I think 5 of my other friends, we went outside the city, and we basically it was during semester holiday. I think that's what you call it, but it's final exam, and then after final exam we have like a holiday. And then during that we went outside the city, and just the overall experience of all that it was just very memorable, you know. And then I haven't heard of it. Long story short, scientists said the meaning of life is the number 42. Why? What's wrong with 42? Could you please elaborate? Because I never heard of it. I legit have never heard of it. But yeah, as I was saying, we went outside the city and we had like a really great time for about I think it was about like 3-4 days. And even though one of my friends almost couldn't join us because his mom found out that we only had one car for about like 8 people, which is it was actually very stupid. Like we could have crashed the car if we did go through with 8 people in one car. But the mom found out, and he almost couldn't join us because the mom didn't let us, obviously. But then we came up with an idea. Okay, why don't you just 2 of you use train, which is a great idea, right? It was a great idea because train, not only it doesn't cost a lot, and it's also roughly as fast as, or maybe even faster than using a car, depending on if there's traffic or not, right? So that was also a very unfortunate moment back then, but also it was a great experience, right? Like, why didn't any of us thought about train as an option? Like train is like train nowadays in my country, it's great, right? It used to be shit, but now that they've taken care of the trains, it's actually good. But yeah, after that we had a great time for a couple of days, and then just a lot of fun stuff happened. And then yeah, back to reality. All that I remember, all that when I was riding home today from my work. And then I was just thinking, why is it so hard to enjoy the moment. I guess the definition is too long to write in chat. All right, I'll just look it up later. It sounds interesting. I've never heard of scientists saying, 42 is, it's like life. I've never heard of it once. So let's play a little bit of Holocure while we're talk a little bit here. Let me turn off the music. But yeah, where was I again? So yeah, when I was riding home, I remembered all that stuff back in college, and I said to myself, I questioned myself, why is it so hard for me to, live in the moment? Because now that I'm, you know, now that I'm like 23 years old, I feel like when I look back at all this, like experience that I've had in the past, I feel like some of the experience, like I wasn't really living the moment back then. Like I probably have a lot of things on my mind. I mean, in my mind. Like I still remember back in college, the same friends that I went to outside the city with, they always invited me to they just hang out, and they would ask me to join them in swimming and stuff. But I think I remember it was during semester, I think it was third semester, or fourth semester, I can't remember. Yeah, that was the time when I finally find my group of friends, and they always invited me to do stuff, but I don't know, I rejected it. I rejected them a lot, right? For some reason, I don't know why. I just couldn't bring myself to just say yes, man. Just say yes. I don't know why I couldn't. I don't know if it's because I'm too addicted to playing computer, or was I just fucking stupid, It was also at one choice to choose in Honkai Star Rail. What do you mean? You mean like the MC? Like the male MC and female MC? Is that what you mean? But yeah, if there's anything I regret, is that I didn't hang out as much with my college friends, because at the end of the day, I mean, at the same time, I'm glad I didn't fully rejected every single hangout offers that they asked me. But yeah, I feel like I would have, if I had a chance to relive the moment in college, I think I would have joined them in every single hangout. I would have hang out with them every time they asked me to join them. Yes, yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, I don't know why I'm whining about my past here, but it's just something that came across my mind today. So I've always wanted to learn how, people keep saying, life is like too short for you to not enjoy every second. But the thing is, I feel like it's normal for humans, right, Chad? Like, I feel like it's normal for us to, not be able to enjoy every second of our life. I mean, there's like a lot of stuff to worry about. Like, as much as you want to enjoy whatever it is you're doing right now, whether it is working, or I don't know, just whatever it is, right? Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna have the thoughts, right? You're gonna think about, oh, what's for tomorrow? What's for tomorrow? What do I do tomorrow? What do I eat tomorrow? Like, oh, tomorrow is Monday, right? I feel like there's just no way for you to completely ignore, you know, the future. Like, as much as I want to do, like, you know what they say about, you know, you gotta, they say that you gotta live your life day by day and just, you know, survive through one day per day, right? Don't have to worry about the next day and the next 2 days. Like, it sounds great. It sounds like it's, I think that's a great advice, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, we are so used to worry about stuff that it's impossible to not worry about stuff, right? So yeah, I don't know, I'm having one of these thoughts, you know. It's quite rare. Usually I just distract myself from this kind of thoughts with, you know, playing games or whatever, but since you know I'm streaming, it's mostly talking to myself, so I guess this is kind of a way for me to reflect, right? And, you know, while some of you guys are here, maybe you guys can relate to some of the things that I said. But yeah, that's why I want to learn how to, you know, live the moment, you know, no matter how impossible it sounds to me. Because I'm gonna look back today, and I'm gonna wish that I would have enjoyed today even more, you know what I mean? But yeah, now that, you know, I graduated from college, you know, all of your friends are mostly gonna go their own way, and unless you are like, I don't know, unless you guys are like somehow still connected till today, then that's great, right? But most of the time, all the closest friends that you know from college or university, they're all gonna go away, or even not even just in university or college, even in high school or middle school, you know, all your friends, they're all eventually gonna go their own way and probably, you know, forget all about this. So yeah, yeah, I don't know, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm gonna shut up about this freaking live shit, man. There's no end to it if you keep talking about that kind of stuff, you know. I guess, you know, talking about it is how you not enjoy the moment, you know. It's one of the way on how to not enjoy the moment. So it's better to not talk about it. Anchemo, I don't know what Anchemo does. Anchemo is not even a weapon. But yeah, also talking, let's just talk about games, right? You know, I've been waiting for that goddamn game that is not even released. And you know, chat, in I think they they announced, I read it on the news somewhere that they found like a Godzilla. They found a Godzilla, or not a Godzilla, but a potential Godzilla. So you guys heard about Japan? They pour the toxic or chemical water into their ocean, and then I saw in another post that there is a sea lizard or whatever you want to call it, but it's a lizard and it lives under the sea, so I'm gonna call it the sea lizard. And there's a sea lizard that looks like a mini Godzilla. And then people start speculating, since Japan pour all this chemical water, radioactive water, and we know what happens to people exposed to radioactive in movies is that they become mutant, right? So people start speculating that we're gonna get Godzilla before GTA 6 gets released. You call BS on that? You know what? I want to call it a BS, but at the same time, I want it to be real. But also at the same time, I don't want Godzilla to be real, because then we would all be die, right? Like, Godzilla could live in water and land, and it could destroy a country in probably, I don't know, if the country is huge, I would probably assume maybe a day a Godzilla could destroy a whole country, right? Like, imagine China, China or Russia. Russia is huge, right? It would probably take Godzilla maybe 1 or 2 days. And looking at how big Russia is, I guess, unless his laser beam, his Kamehameha is like super huge and long, and it reaches the whole way, then maybe in a day or maybe in a few minutes, dude. If the laser beam was that strong, But then there's a country, like, for example, like Singapore. Like, Singapore is a small country, right? Like a Godzilla standing there would probably cause an earthquake that would, shake the whole freaking country. I would only believe that if King Kong was proven real. Well, King Kong, I don't think. Well, King Kong is not even. Okay, so what's the backstory of King Kong, actually? I forgot. Is King Kong a mutant? A mutated monster? No, right? Yeah, no. King Kong is just a random big creature that was found by a couple of scientists or researchers while they were on a stroll in a jungle, right? If I remember correctly, that's what happened. So King Kong is actually not a mutant. So King Kong is actually something natural. At least, in the movies, they are supposedly natural, like, because they just appear out of nowhere, Yeah, they're not mutant, right? They're like living beings randomly in a jungle. So yeah, I think King Kong is impossible. Like, there's no way. Maybe during the years when Saber-tooth and all that crazy animals were still alive, maybe something as big as a King Kong existed. Maybe not a gorilla specifically, but something as big as King Kong, Not dinosaur, because saber-tooth and mammoth and dinosaur, they were like in a different era, right? The Titans, yeah, the Titans. But dude, if there was a Godzilla, like, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be excited or terrified, Like, chat, if there was actually a Godzilla somewhere in Japan, right? Suddenly it just shows itself today, and it's announced in the news, like, would you guys be more terrified or, excited slash impressed? You know, like I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna be, a mix between the two, because you don't know if Godzilla is gonna have interest in your country. You know, I'm assuming Godzilla is probably prefers a country that is close to sea, right? Hey, what's up, One? How you doing? Yeah, I'm assuming Godzilla is probably more interested in a country that is close to a huge ocean, which is I'm kind of terrified because my country is literally like between the two big ocean. Can I hear you? Yes. I mean, I can read you if that's what you meant. I can read your text. You would be scared and impressed? Exactly, right? Like if you're living in a country that is close to a huge ocean, you'd probably you probably are impressed, but also scared shitless. And I'm fucking dead. Because before you know it, Godzilla, they swim really fast, right? So before you know it, it's gonna appear out of nowhere in one of these, in one of these ocean near your country. It's gonna jump up, and it's gonna land, and then it's gonna it's either gonna start smashing all the buildings, or it's gonna start using its laser beam and freaking destroy a whole city, man. What about Godzilla 3? What's Godzilla 3? You mean Godzilla versus King Kong? Godzilla 3. Was Godzilla 3 the one with the crazy dragon villains with the three-headed dragons or some shit? People are saying Godzilla was spotted near Japan. If Godzilla was near Japan, Japan would not even exist that moment, like we have no weapon against Godzilla. Literally no weapons. Like what? You're gonna nuclear your whole freaking country? Like that's gonna cost you all your citizens. New film coming? Wait, what? There's a new Godzilla movie? Another Titan monkey. What the hell? I've never heard of this Godzilla new movie. Why is it not getting any hype though? I've never heard of it. Hey Yashiro-sana, how you doing? What did you miss? We're just talking about Godzilla was spotted near Japan. Because Japan they were pouring their toxic water or toxic waste into the ocean. Yeah, first, so you gotta go. All right. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Oh Jesus, look at that. Oh yeah, muda. Not unless we somehow make a mom black hole. How the hell are you gonna do that? You're not gonna make some advanced weapon the day Godzilla appeared. Like it's not gonna be done in a day. So our options are obviously military weapons. We gotta shoot the freaking Titan with an AR-15. I think in Godzilla movies they did fight Godzilla with military weapons, right? And it somehow, you know, it damaged Godzilla. I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was during like Godzilla versus King Kong. Like both monsters were, you know, like they were actually damaged by military weapons. Although it makes sense for King Kong to be damaged by military weapons, since, you know, at the end of the day, King Kong is just a huge gorilla, right? It's not like a mutant. But on the other side, I mean, on the other hand, freaking Godzilla is a mutated lizard or whatever he is, right? Whatever it is. But thing is, it's not like a normal animal. If we're desperate enough, we'll find a way. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Somehow, right? We will somehow find a way to kill freaking Godzilla. I mean, if Godzilla is real, who are we to argue that Homelander is not real? Who are we to argue that the Wolverine is not real? Who are we to argue that freaking I don't know, fucking Naruto is not real? What if Naruto suddenly shows up, you know, and it Rasengan the shit out of Godzilla? What are you gonna say then? I mean, it is Japan. It is Japan we're talking about here. If they have Godzilla, oh, they have one of those big Gundam statue, right? What if that thing is actually a weapon? What if that thing is actually a weapon, but they announce it to the world as, you know, just an ordinary, you know, very high-tech statue, and then suddenly, when a country attack them and then they turn on the freaking Gundam, they have all this freaking weapon, man. You never know. You never know. I mean, there's a lot of things we don't know that the scientist is hiding, you know? I mean, dude, the freaking US freaking A, the country of freedom, they announce aliens, you know? They announce freaking aliens. At this point, anything is possible. If alien is possible, and the alien just so happens to be the aliens that we see in TV, right? I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but the alien that they're showing, I think yesterday, in the, I think it was like a press conference or something, they showed like a corpse of alien supposedly, and it looks exactly like the aliens we've seen in a movie. Coincidence? I don't know. Like, why did they think that people would just believe that, you know, okay, aliens, if there was an alien in this world, they would look exactly like the ones we've seen in the movie, you know? Why did they think that people would believe that? Why? And they were so sure about it too. Like, if you guys remember, there was the press conference about it, and they were literally talking about freaking aliens. And they were saying, like, they swear on their name or some shit like that. Basically, they were so convinced that alien is a thing. They said that they could prove it. And then who would have guessed is the alien that we've seen in the movie. Which alien is the xenomorph? Oh, the xenomorph or the predator? Neither, neither of those. So if you Google alien right now, you would see this big-headed creature and small body, and that's the kind of alien that they showed. Usually the movie which would picture them as green, but in the when they showed the corpse, it was, I don't know, maybe because it was, you know, like it was supposedly like a long dead corpse, right? That it turned into brown, like an earth brown, like dusty brown, I guess. But yeah, that's what they showed, man. Fucking USA, man. It only shows you Yoda. What? I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe it. You know the classic alien, like the green big head alien. That's what I meant. I don't even know what they're called. They're just called alien. Why would alien shows you Yoda? I guess Yoda is an alien. Yeah, I guess it's almost similar to Yoda, only it doesn't have any ears, and it doesn't have any ears, and their head is like huge. It's like Squidward's head. You know how Squidward's head has like this big, like has like this big bump on the back. That's what they look like a big bump on the back of their head, and then big ass forehead, and then they're green, supposedly green. Just like Yoda, green. So stupid, right? You know what they say, chat, when some ridiculous shit is happening in the world. You know what they say? Why why they're announcing this ridiculous stuff? It's because they're hiding stuff, right? Like I don't want to sound like a Karen here, like a Karen who just got the news from their Facebook, but usually there's stuff happening in the world that they don't want you to know, so they make up all this ridiculous topic to cover that up, right? That's my theory on why they're announcing this freaking pointless alien, man. Like, I mean, surely if there was an alien in this world somewhere, surely one of the astronauts would have spotted it at least once. Like, for God's sake, we've been sending people to the moon for the past, I don't know, maybe like hundreds of years, maybe since the 90s, I believe. Like, we've been sending people to the moon, man, or to some other planets. I'm not even sure where they're sending people, but they're sending people out there. Like, surely we've got to see one alien at least, if there was an alien, you know. And you know, the copium thinking is that they say, you know, oh, this world is so big, like this whole freaking atmosphere is so huge, like there's gotta be a reason that, you know, there's gotta be a reason that God created, you know, multiple planets in this world. You know, there's gotta be. So people are saying, okay, I mean, if you think about it, that makes sense, right? Like multiple planets for, you know, different creatures to live in. Don't be a Karen, be a Kevin instead, dude. I don't want to be neither. But yeah, I forgot. The male version of Karen is Kevin. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know when are we gonna discover alien. I don't know when are we gonna create teleportation device. You know. Although I think it has been proven that teleportation device is just impossible, right? Or not teleportation device, but time machine. Time machine is impossible because you're basically messing with the time and space, and that's impossible because you cannot change the past, but you can change the future. And apparently, traveling into the future is a thing right now, even though it's not exactly traveling into the future. But how they say it is that if you're outside of Earth, if you're out in space, the time goes by slower, right? So if you just stay in space for, I don't know, like a year, let's just say a year of Earth's time, you stay outside of space while the Earth is, you know, spinning for a full year, you're probably gonna be, I don't know, when you arrive at Earth, you're probably gonna be way younger than everybody else. Time viewing, that's what it's called. Oh, really? I've never heard of it. Thank you. Time viewing. Yeah. I'm not sure how slow or how fast it is compared, you know, Earth and outside of Earth, or I mean in space. But I imagine the cost of living outside of Earth is like 100 times more expensive. Because you gotta eat, you know, I think the stuff you can eat outside of Earth is like limited. I mean, we've seen the movie Interstellar, right, chat? We've seen Interstellar, and you know, obviously the ending, we saw how the dad is like in his 40s or 50s, while the daughter is literally dead, right? She was in a hospital bed about to die. While, you know, when the dad started going to space, the daughter was like 12 years old or something. So I can't remember how long the dad stayed on the moon, but I think that's a fact, right? Like that's a thing. So that's interesting. Like, how much resources would you have to have in order for you to survive outside of Earth, you know? Like, you gotta be able to plant, you gotta be able to grow plants, you gotta be able to, you know, just survive in general. You gotta be able to do everything by yourself. There's no internet either, dude. But imagine going back to Earth and then suddenly it's like the year of 3000. How long would I have to stay in the moon if to to spawn in Earth again? Uh, at like year 3000. um, I need golden anvil now. Like by the year of 3000, we would have uh, NVIDIA GTX 9060, and then GTA 6 would still be in developments, and also Zenless Zone Zero would also be still in developments, and then Wuthering Waves would also still be in developments. But at least you skipped like 100 years, you know. At least you have NVIDIA 9060, and my country is not an improving country anymore. It's actually a developed country. You know, all that good shit. And then you know what's pointless about doing that is that you're gonna tell everyone, or you're gonna tell everybody that you are from the past when you enter space, and nobody's gonna believe you, right? Maybe it's gonna go, maybe people are gonna go crazy about it for a couple of days, couple of weeks, and then after that it's just dead, even though it's like a big thing, you know. That's what's crazy about it. Even though there was a time machine, that like you're not gonna believe some guy randomly says to you, hey, I was from a time machine from this year, from XXX year, and I've traveled here to just see the future. You're not gonna believe that shit, right? Nobody gonna believe you. You're gonna be asked to prove it to them, and then you can't, because it'll probably ruin the timeline. Like, if people know that there is a time machine, it's gonna be a domino effect, and it's gonna ruin the timeline. And then just because somebody told you that they have a time machine, you're not gonna be born now. That kind of shit, man. How do you special again? Okay, I think we're almost at the boss here. This is where the hard parts. This is the hard part where enemies keep throwing projectiles. For fuck's sake, back off! Back off! Everybody, back off! Ow! 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 Please don't kill me. God, look at all these freaking ducks. Oh my god, I get rammed by one of the cats. God damn it, this stage is so hard. I don't understand. Might have to look at guides, man. Shame. Ah, Jesus. Time viewing has its own rules. It doesn't operate like time machine. Yeah. So time viewing is the one where you stay outside of Earth, right? Then yeah, that is different. I mean, it's not even close to being a time machine. A time machine is something that is, it's supposed to make you able to travel to the past and future. But time viewing, which or just staying on the moon for a certain period of time, you will not grow as old as other people, like, and that's a thing, right? But yeah, I guess for now we can only, I guess you could say we can see into the future, kinda. You could look at it as looking into the future, but it's not exactly looking into the future. You know, you still gotta wait inside your spaceship to a certain period of time. But yeah, I don't think even if I was given a chance to, you know, hey, do you want to live in the future? We'll pay for your rocket and all that stuff. I don't think I want to, you know. Like, we don't know when the Earth is literally gonna explode, and when stuff is gonna go to shit with, you know, because of the global warming. Like, what if by the time you want to go back to Earth is just a pile of shit, you know, and there's nothing you can do to go back to Earth because all the astronauts are like fucked in Earth. Time viewing is like watching a movie, but you can interfere with certain aspect. I see. Now that I haven't heard. So you're basically messing with the timeline. So that's bad. I don't think any of us should do that. Time viewing sounds bad. Because you're messing with the timeline. And every movie that talks about, you know, future and time machine and stuff, they always tell you do not even move like one rock, you know. That's how crazy it is. If you move this rock, that guy will not be born. Because the mom will trip on the rock and then the baby is gonna die. That kind of stuff. But yeah, interesting stuff, right? Interesting. I think when I ended here, chat. Very fortunate that my internet came clutch today, so I don't have to waste all my data. Can save it for something more urgent. But yeah, hey chat, thanks for coming in. Thank you for sticking through my stream. Thank you, Luis Delgado, One, and Yasho Sana for coming in here and yeah, watching my stream. Thank you, chat, and yeah, I'll see you guys. How much that? Time viewing is like giving you choice that has giving you a choice that has yet to make that has yet to be made. Therefore, whatever you do won't make a huge impact. I see. So you're saying it's like a Telltale games. You're given an option or of what you want to do next. I see. Very interesting. All this time travel stuff. Alright then, chat. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Goodbye, chat. Have a great one. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great sleep. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great, I don't know, lunch, whatever it is. I hope you guys have a great one. Goodbye, chat, and take care. And the next stream is on, what day is today? Tuesday. So next stream is on Wednesday. Hopefully my internet won't die again. Goodbye, chat. Take care. Peace.